What's good, YouTube family? It's your girl April from Conversation with Soft Rain. I'm better known as Soft Rain, Softy or Rain. Welcome in, welcome in. So go ahead and get comfortable. Whether you're watching live or catching the replay, I want to welcome you into the throne room. This is Throne Thursdays. This is episode 2 where we have crown level conversations about real life, real love, the truths, and some of the things that we really don't want to say out loud. So this is a space for clarity, not chaos. Of course, growth, not judgment, where we can talk about relationships, healing, accountability, and any and everything in between. And of course, I've got my girl, Mrs. Trigger. We're gonna pull her back up. How are you doing today, ma'am?
Hey, I'm doing good. How's everybody doing? I'm just in the Christmas spirit. Merry Christmas, everybody. Uh, so I got my jammies on, my cute little Christmas wig, and that's what we're doing today.
All right.
Ready to talk about these values and wonderful things on this awesome episode. Thank you for having me again.
Of course. So, of course, if this conversation resonates with anybody, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, come back. And I want to go ahead and get into our icebreaker. So, if anybody has been living up under a rock, we know Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. She went to the Jeezy concert, right? And when she went to the Jeezy concert, she turned heads. She created some talk going on with her outfit. And I want to go over to our girl, Rivah TV. And Rivah TV talks about it. So let me pull that up so we can get that rolling. Let's see. While I'm doing that, we know that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, she recently shared that after earning her doctorate, she transitioned from being a licensed therapist to like a psychology expert, right? So in doing so, she wanted freedom of voice, freedom of expression, fewer professional handcuffs, Her appearance, though, at the Jeezy concert, it sparked debate. That's what it did. It sparked debate. And let me pull up our girl, Rivah. Where did she go? Rivah TV. Oh, there she is. I'm going to put her up on the stage, and we're going to talk about it. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Hold on 1 second. We're going to get this rolling. Share this tab instead.
When I got my doctorate, I transitioned to a psychology expert, life coach, so that my hands wouldn't be tied behind my back. Because when I was a therapist working for a nonprofit under a license, there's so many things that you cannot do based on ethics and law. Love me like this. Do not love me like that. Literally and figuratively.
Yeah, you have gifts and you have professionalism. You got to have both to make it.
Rivah TV. What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I'm back again with another video. So this just came across my desk. Okay. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant was outside recently at Jeezy's performance. I don't know what's going on with the doc, but it seemed like the doc is freaked out. Okay, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's been happening over the last couple of days. She went to like a Jeezy show, as you can see her here pictured with Jeezy, and she don't got no clothes on. Okay, now I don't know what is going on behind the scenes, but we're gonna go ahead and dive into the entire conversation. And of course, you guys know I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts, my feelings, and my opinion on this whole situation.
The Bible also says single people are happy people. Look that up. It says marriage takes discipline.
So, of course, I start these conversations as I do all the time. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, she got her notoriety within the space basically after calling Cam Newton out on an interview that he had with her on his podcast, Funky Fridays.
Your life entirely or your life in
my life.
See, don't deflect. Let's stay here.
My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce. As you would say, Dr. Bryant. You said it. I just said I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
You're not taking your time.
I am, though.
You're being very action-based. You're not taking your time.
Now, after that interview went viral, a lot of people were like, who is this person? In my opinion, I feel a lot of women were in search of their female equivalent of a Kevin Samuels. And the way that they looked at it as is not necessarily a female equivalent of standing on the same principles that Kevin Samuels stood on, but more of women who could check a man and put a man in their place the way that Kevin Samuels did to women.
I have a master's in public administration, and I have a law degree.
How tall are you?
5'9".
Dress size?
16.
You didn't choose to be single?
Now, the thing is that you know, when Dr. Bryant was on an interview with The Breakfast. So
We'll move over to
over,
where
you
she
know, a
talked
couple of
about
days
her
ago, I guess, she went to Jeezy's show. She was pictured with Jeezy. And, you know, she was walking around in this kind of attire. Like, I don't know if she's trying to step out of her comfort zone or whatever the case is, but literally she is walking around in a bra and panty and just basically something sheer over that. Right. And immediately when I saw this, and people were asking my opinion on, you know, this whole situation that she has going on, is she a grown woman and able to wear whatever it is that she wants to wear? Absolutely. Okay. She's a single woman from what we know.
Been single 6 years.
Is she able to wear, behave, maneuver in any single, you know, ideology or way that she decides to maneuver? Absolutely. Okay. And so I never want anybody to get the wrong impression that I am saying that she has to, or she is in a certain box and she needs to behave this certain way. And if she does not behave that way, that she's ultimately wrong, because that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying, though, is that how you portray yourself lets us know how people should perceive you. And it just reminds me of the conversations that I had about even the likes of Sierra, right? A lot of people had this opinion that I don't like Sierra, or that, you know, I'm not a fan of her music or whatever. And that's really not what it is. I don't appreciate when people stand at the front line, like Sierra talked about, you know, the Sierra prayer.
I'll tell you a few things that I did pray. You know, I prayed for a God-fearing man. I prayed for discernment. I prayed for wisdom, to really learn from the wisdom that I'm gaining through the experience that I'm going through.
And, you know, her and Russell would be like on the front pew at church, okay, doing the most and being a part of church conferences. And then at the same time, she showed up to the Vanity Fair party dressed like this. And so it's like a contradiction thing. And it's the same thing with Cheyenne Bryant, okay? She goes to these places. She always is quoting the Bible. And
I think the Bible says cleave. One person. This is cleaving. That when you have God's understanding, which, you know, surpasses, you know, God's peace, which surpasses all understanding, you become vertical in who you are.
Desired
and not God can, God will.
God will.
God is doing everything right now.
Yes.
Okay. He doesn't leave or forsake us. It's
Yes.
not that he's not doing, it's that we're not receiving. Again, I want people to know that God's promises are always sitting right there available for you. And I'm telling you, what breaks that promise open is our obedience and our trust and our faith in him.
and you know, standing there from like being like a therapist perspective, from a Christian mindset, and then you walking around the party with your cheeks out. I don't get it. I personally don't get it.
So we're gonna stop it right there. So my question is, if you teach standards, just like everything she just spoke, what Rivah pointed out was, she spoke God is. If you're doing this, if you're doing that, then you're projecting these standards, but then you're wearing nothing, essentially, you know, out and about. So give me your opinion on that and how you feel about that.
Well, I don't know if you're gonna like my opinion on this, because it could be considered controversial.
Okay.
So I'm glad she brought up the Sierra situation, because I personally don't see anything wrong with those outfits. And let me tell you why. Because that is the thing in media right now. That's the thing, and it's a weird thing, but like, less clothes is just in. You got people showing up at award shows basically nude under a sheer thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing is down there now. If they walked in there nude and you could see nipples and all of that, then we would have something to talk about. But I mean, I just don't see it as any different than like what's acceptable, what hasn't made acceptable, that you would wear like a pool or a beach. You know, it is an awards, or it is something that's more for, you know.
It was supposed to be a formal.
It's like it was a concert. Well, Sierra's thing was more formal, right? It was at an award ceremony or something like that. But the Dr. Cheyenne, hers was at a concert. That's more club like atmosphere. you know, you're gonna be wearing some in the club, show your curves, you know what I'm saying, look good. And I just think it's more clothes than some people wear, and that's what like famous people do now. And I'm definitely not one who's just follow the trends, because I follow my own beat, right? I follow my own drum,
Yes,
but I also know about catching the vibe. I know about reading the room. I know about, you know, knowing the atmosphere you're going into. And I just feel like what she wore was fine for that event. It's just a concert. She had on clothes. She wasn't nude. She was minding her business. She don't have a man. She looked good. And I just don't think there's anything wrong with that. Whether, you know, what you're preaching or not, you know, I just think that for that particular event, I feel like that was fine, especially like it's a concert, like it's not anything formal. Then for the Sierra situation, her husband was with her, so he obviously liked it. And it's that I am married. I got married earlier this year, and my husband is from Nigeria, and he shocked me because some of the clothes I wear, I usually do dress pretty modest, but some of the clothes I wear is a little revealing.
Okay.
And he was shocked because he was like, I was wearing something, I was about to find like an undershirt for it because a lot of my cleavage was showing. He was like, let that show. And he's like, when we go out on the town, I want you to be out and just show your body. Like, he's proud to show me. He's proud to say that he's my husband and just show how beautiful I am and not cover it up. And like, even I had wore some leggings one time, and we got home and he was like, why'd you wear those leggings? You could have worn no leggings. I'm like, babe, I'm not finna go out with my booty out. Okay, I'm not finna do this. So I think like in that situation, it depends on what your man is comfortable with and what he wants. Yeah, what he's okay with you wearing. And if he's okay with you wearing, I think whatever he's okay with you wearing is fine. And then, especially if you're a single woman, you have the right to wear what you want. I don't think it's anybody else's business what you wear. And I don't think it negates any of her teachings about being a better man, being a better woman, and being about your word and being honest and dating. I don't think it negates any of that because she wore what she wants to wear. And that's just like my opinion on it, you know? But I can see how it could be taken as, I guess, a bad example. But I really think the only people who think it was a quote unquote bad example are men who feel like they have some type of say on what women should and shouldn't wear. And I personally think they don't have a say on that. And that's just, if you're not dating them, you don't have a say on what they wear. That's just my opinion on it. So
I did want to show one more thing. Let's see. Before we go, one of my Facebook friends, a poetess in my city, she showed. She showed. She said the problem with her outfit wasn't that it wasn't styled right. It was too much going on. The ring everywhere. The nail polish. Can you mute yourself right there? The nail polish, the green nail polish, the open toe shoes with bedazzles on them and all that. And she did run across someone who styled her AI and just put a cute little blazer on and some open toe. Some closed toe shoes. And I mean, to me, it still gives the same form of sexy that the other one does, but the other one was just more revealing. So, but nevertheless, I mean, if that's what she likes, then I love it. It is what it is. You know, we're gonna go to some of these comments right quick. Welcome in, Uncle Plug. He was in here early. 333. Thank you for watching. Classic, welcome in. 333. Thank you for watching. Miles came in and said, "Happy holiday, Miles."
Happy holiday, y'all.
Miles said, "If you consider that Bryant is FOS, then she's playing that part well." I Can you tell us what FOS is?
Yeah, what does FOS mean? FOS.
Hey, Souls is in
Oh, I
reset.
know what it means. It means for the streets, girl. I
For
think.
the streets. Is that what it is? Okay.
Maybe
So,
not. I don't know. Let them tell us if
okay.
it was FPO or
For the
FTS.
FTS.
But it's FOS. I don't know.
Yeah. So said, I don't see anything wrong with it. When we do fashion gala, individuals we look up to are half naked, etc. It's called fashion. I mean, I understand that too. I mean, it's a gala and it's fashion, but to me, she went to a concert, which to each their own. To each their own. Hey, Classic said, if she wants to be out half naked, she doesn't want to be with me. So some men mind it and some men don't. So it said, also, everyone already feels a way about her. So why care how she presents? True enough. True enough. The question is, why does a woman want to have her junk out on display? Why is she itching? That's the itch that Classic talks about.
Oh, I want to answer that one.
FOS is FOS. You see what FOS is? Full of ish.
Oh, I see what it is. Yeah, I don't like her because she told y'all men what it was. That's what it is.
So, but we're gonna move on into our first main topic, and let's see. Thank you, Miles, for telling us what FOS is. Our first main topic is ready to be intimate but won't provide. Let's listen in. It's coming from tonight's conversation. Let me get that pulled up, and then we can go from there. Here it is. Yeah, I had to go to my Instagram on that. Share this. We're gonna play it, and then we're gonna talk about it.
Quick context
Brandon, why did you end up popping?
question. All right. Y'all.
In dating, yes.
Oh,
Let's see.
she got you.
Sorry, y'all. I want to go back to it. There we go.
To provide a starting.
Yep. Yes, you are.
When I first meet somebody.
Yes, you are. Let me ask you a question.
All right.
First date, 50-50.
No.
What you talking about then?
I'm talking about, like, I need money for this. I need money
Hair
for this.
done,
you know?
nails done, everything did type.
One more quick context question.
All right.
Y'all.
In dating, yes.
Oh, she got you a little bit of, you can't buy no groceries.
No, that's exactly.
She in the bind, you ain't gonna help her out.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
You get over her legs, but you won't open your wallet. What's up?
Groceries.
If you're not looking to spend money, then you shouldn't be crossing that threshold of being intimate with a woman. You know what I'm saying? Because it is going to set a precedent both ways. We know as men, when we get into that pocket, there's an expectation. If we spend a certain amount of bread, that should be on the table. That kind of goes both ways as far as being providers and including that provision piece. So I think the question underneath that is you got to be a little bit more bougie with your energy as far as your sexual put out.
I think that what we're missing is that everybody want to be in a lane that they're not in. Provider is an energy. It's either on you or it's in you, right? And a lot of y'all are trying to be this provider and step into a lane that you never were bred to do. And so when you... And what happens is that how you know that that man is not actually a provider is that you see these people and it's like, okay, all of a sudden you start running out of energy because you took Keisha and Carisha to Nobu and then you want to come to me and do a coffee date. And that's how you know that the provider is not really in you. There's a kindness, there's a generosity, there's a extending of your resources that you want to give to me when you are actually a provider.
You know, at first I was nervous for my brother, but then when I thought about it, I felt like he's just an innocent man trying not to get finessed out of his rent money. Because there's a lot of women that like you because you slide them a $500-600 piece every couple weeks because they threw you a little. And I say you're worth more, King. I think it's 2025 and we have to assess a value to ours because there's a lot of women who just need to eat tonight and they might call like you because they know that you're going to provide. Right. I think a lot of women are poor. They don't need love. They need help.
That's it.
Okay, can I, ladies, be honest. Be honest. Don't lie. If a man you're currently giving to Your car break down. You call him like, hey, my car broke down. And he say, that's crazy. Is he getting more? So if you want to keep getting,
I got you.
Okay,
I
thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right. So coming through, I totally got off what I really wanted to talk about with this one. But how do you feel about that? If a man is being intimate with a woman, shouldn't he be providing as well in a certain sense?
100%. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Now, I didn't like what the girl was saying because it seemed like she was equating taking you on a expensive first date to being that provider. And I don't agree with that, because really I get it. Like, I have brothers, I have really good friends who are men. I'm for men, even though I feel like they struggling and need help. That's all about my book. Like, I love men and I want to give them solutions to help them with some of the issues, and a lot of them feel because they are usually like expected to provide on the first date, and then you have all these first dates and they don't go well, so really all you're doing is losing money, right? Or you think you're putting out money for potential whatever you're looking for and you don't get that, so you feel like you're just dishing out money on possibilities. And it's so many ways around that, right? Like, I feel like you should get to know the person. You shouldn't be taking a stranger out that you haven't even, and you don't even know their last name, you don't know nothing about them. You shouldn't be taking them to dinner just to impress them with your money. Like, because what are you really doing if you haven't established something first? You're just trying to show off to impress her, thinking that doing this gesture is going to get you what you want, and then when you don't, you feel like you got taken, or you feel like, why are you doing this for a stranger? You need to talk to her. You need to get to know what she wants. You need to talk to her. I say talk to the woman you're going to take out before you even go out on a date. At least talk to her on the phone for like a week. Get to know what she likes, and then have a little foresight. Make that date around something she prefers. If she likes art, go to a museum. You know what I'm saying? Find out when the free day is. Then you saving money. And I mean, if money is not an issue, then that's besides the point. But actually ask her what her favorite restaurant is, or what movie she likes. Do she like movies? Maybe I could go see a movie. Maybe I could do something fun. Like, it don't have to always be, let me, show out financially and try to get you to be that impressed to give me some butt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it shouldn't be that. And I feel like,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
I was gonna say, do you think most men do you think most men lead with money thinking that a woman would be more attracted to them? Or do you think they lead with money when they don't think that their status is enough? Or that's not coming out right.
I know what you're saying. I think they lead with money for a lot of reasons, but I think the main reasons is like basically to show off that you got it, right? You're trying to impress her. And most women, they trying to smash. And on a certain level, that's not like totally horrible. I mean, that's what we get together for, right? To procreate on some level. So, but that shouldn't be your main goal. But I feel like that's a lot of men's main goal. Let me show her I got it, so that she's more comfortable giving me, some booty. But it shouldn't be about that. But what they were saying, if you enter in that, if you are actually get to that point where y'all are having sex, at that point you need to be providing 100%. Now, like I'm not gonna say you just need to start paying her rent fully, but you need to be open to getting her things if she need help. like he said, if she call you and she got a flat tire and y'all are actually having sex, then you should be able to be like, get up out your sleep or get up and go help her, because like there's just the unspoken understanding that at that level, when you're having sex, that you are supposed to have some type of care for her outside of just sex. And that's the main thing that I feel is just a given. So like men think these women are like, quote unquote, they would say that it's prostitution because they want money for the sex. I don't think that. I think once you start having sex, you owe that woman everything you got. So giving her giving her the nails, giving her whatever you got, whatever you could afford is just a given, because that's how much I think sex is valuable of a woman. Like she's letting in her, she's being so vulnerable. She didn't have to do that, and for her doing that, I just think the man owes everything he got. And so it's not prostitution, it's just whatever you got is owed to the woman. That's just, to me, in real life, that's old school. That's how I believe. So I would never call that prostitution, but a lot of men try to, because they have so many multiple women, because they don't have no big discipline, and so they don't have the pockets to provide for 3 and 4 women that they smashing. That's why they want to say that if a woman thinks she's entitled to those things, that she's basically acting like a prostitute. No, it's just what is owed, because that's how much women are worth, in my opinion. So,
I'm gonna pull up some of these comments. Classy said the 2 biggest mistakes women make are 1, thinking that most of us don't actually know y'all, and 2, thinking coochie and penis aren't an equal exchange. Do you feel the same? Do you feel the same way if it's just like a mutual sexual exchange? It's a mutual intimate exchange, and that's it. Do you still feel the same way that the man should be?
Yes, because I just don't think that exists. I think society has created that, where sex is just sex and it doesn't mean anything, and so we don't have no strings attached unless we talk about that and we say we're in a relationship. Unless that happens, sex is just like going to get coffee, and it means nothing if it's just 2 people. It's never been that. But I think society has created that scenario so men can get by with doing little to nothing for the pussy, basically.
I said a man owes a woman nothing more than penis in exchange for her coochie.
Well, then that's why I don't think you deserve any.
Miles said, do women enjoy relations? Absolutely. We do. We enjoy. Do you enjoy relations?
I mean, I just think just like, men are traditional, right? They feel like they want to be the leaders. Whenever it does get to marriage, where more and more men are not even considering that because of everything they've been shown in the media and things like that. But, I'm traditional. I think that sex was made for marriage. That's what I believe. So I believe it gets super complicated outside of marriage. And so with that being the case, that God literally made sex. He made it for marriage. So when it's outside of marriage, there are so many complications that become involved because of the misplacement of where it's really supposed to be. And so since you have that, now that was what it was for. It was all about procreating in an environment where there is longevity, right? Because when you're married, you're thinking long term, you're thinking lifelong. We wouldn't be with this person lifelong. So that's the best environment to procure a family. That's the best environment to have children, because you have both people there for the long haul, right? So when you're outside of that, right, and I'm not saying sex, God didn't even just make sex for babies, right? He does want us to find pleasure in it, right? That's fine. It doesn't have to be just for baby making, but it's all a part of it. It's supposed to be a pleasurous thing that you're doing with somebody that you can trust for life. That is what it is supposed to be. And so outside of marriage, that gets lost, even though the function of it is still the same. Because I believe when two people have sex, their souls become one. Right. And so you're now becoming one with somebody who is not having long-term affiliations with you at all. So now you're fractioning parts of your souls off to this person who you don't even know their last name, but you want to be connected to their soul. Right. So I don't believe that sex can happen, and what was real. So the Bible says it's spiritual world that we can't see is realer than us. So it don't matter what goes on. Even if you in your thinking, you're like, oh, this is just a one night stand, doesn't mean anything. It doesn't matter what you think. In reality, in the spiritual world, y'all souls are mending, even if you don't even know this person's name. Y'all souls are mending together, and now you're just fractioning each other's souls because you treated sex like it's nothing, and it can never be that. So that's why I feel like that is old in sex, because I devaluing sex is what came from hypersexualization in this culture. So I think that is what men are trying to get away with, honestly.
Classic said, Trigger, I like you, but you are not for men. You aren't for us, baby. Your heart is probably in the right place, but you ain't with us, gang.
Just because I don't want y'all to get everything y'all want, y'all are not children. Y'all don't get everything you want. And you try to get it, but that's why everything isn't as you would like it, honestly.
Miles said, I pay for the company, not the pudding. If women are selling, then I'm not buying. Classic said no. I don't know what you said no to, Classic. Classic said, what does a man get from her because they are having sex?
Sex.
If it's just a mutual exchange, Classic, then that's what it is. Classic said, like I just said, so. And he's laughing.
I'm with you. Well, you're right.
Uncle Plug said, listen, ladies, if your personality ain't cool as real homie, lover, friend type, you should be ready for the back shots. There is a scarcity of quality brothers out here. What you say, Uncle Plug? A good man ain't available, or a good man isn't single and a great woman isn't available. I forget how you say that. Miles. I don't know what that means, Miles. Classic said, respectfully, Trigger, some women's box ain't worth a change tire.
Well, then, if you really feel that way, you smashing her means that you don't value yourself. I don't get how men are out here having sex with women they think are valueless and can still see value within themselves. So it's really a form of self-hate if you really look at it like that. So I don't agree with trying to grade women saying, oh, well, this woman is for the street, so I'm gonna just smash her because she's smashable. That's something that you can't do in reality, but you try to do, and it makes you look like a fool at the end of the day, in my opinion.
Miles said, sex for money is precisely the definition of prostitution. Absolutely, it is. Classic said, sex in itself is an even exchange.
I think that's a lie. I respectfully disagree. We could agree to disagree.
Double talking is a foot. Plug said, you do me, and if it's worth it, baby, I'll return the favor, give it back to you. A fair exchange on everything. Let me tell you, that's the way it's got to be. What's those lyrics from, Plug? Miles said the CD is skipping. Uncle Plug said, Trigger, do you honestly believe that it's not a fair exchange?
100%. I don't. It's not a fair exchange. It's way more than that. Society has created that some men can get away with getting pussy for little to nothing. And pussy is not something that you should give to anybody for little to nothing.
So if a woman is single, okay, she's dealing, I'm not gonna say dealing with, and her and this gentleman are having mutual intimate relations exchanges, and that's it. That's all they call each other for, is that. So is that not an equal exchange, or should she be able to call him and say, hey, my tire flat, can you help me out?
That should absolutely be in the realm of what you ask for, or you don't deserve her. You don't deserve that level of intimacy if you're not willing to help me in my life and care about my life and care about what's ailing me and what I need, because you're just coming to take from me. Then you're just coming to take from me, and I don't know. I feel like men owe a woman, if a woman is allowed you to have sex, men owe her everything. It's priceless. But there's been this growing trend that men have been trying to take the pussy off the pedestal. I'm gonna have a whole chapter about taking the pussy off the pedestal, because they've been trying to do that since NWA, like verbally trying to do that in the music since NWA. Is take the pussy off the pedestal, right? And devalue sex, devalue the woman, so they can just get their rocks off and not care, and discard women like trash because they want to get their nut off in them. And so that's when they come up with this whole equal exchange. I don't owe you nothing. I don't have to care about your life or who you are, but I can get that pussy about you. It's really actually disgusting. If you think, I mean, not disgusting, but it's just, it's not right in my opinion.
So in your mind, P is power.
Pussy should be valued. It has a value.
It should be valued, you say, but does it have power?
Absolutely. I believe every person has power, man or woman. They have power, and I think we have power on different levels. And I think in every scenario, a woman's virtue, a woman's sex or whatever she has to offer is very valuable and is worth a man doing whatever he has to do to help her or to care about her before she gives it to him. Or I think it should be expected that he has some level of care about her entire life before she gives it to him.
Now, I have to disagree on that, and I think that's where a lot of women get mixed up, because a lot of women say, "Oh, I'm going to withhold the P and not give it to him and see if he'll change." And when he's not going to change, he'll go out there door and find some other P to get into.
Bye. And that's why I think women are by themselves and happier by themselves, because I could do bad all by myself. I don't need you coming around to get P up out of me, and you ain't trying to help me. For what? Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, because like, okay, so I don't judge no one. I believe a woman has autonomy and can sleep with who she wants to, just like a man can. I feel like women should not be shamed for having as much sex as they want to. But I personally saved myself to marriage, and I just got married this year. And so when I have sex, it's still hurting. And so it's not like the best thing ever. It's just like hurting right now. But so he's in Nigeria, so we were only together for like 3 weeks. So toward the end, right before I left, it didn't hurt so much, right? So it's gonna get better later. I know. So, but I know it gets to a point where women feel great, right? Where it feels great. But I also know a lot of women who say they never have actually orgasm from penetration, because a woman is very complicated. Yeah. So most women out here is not even getting that same feeling that a man get when they have it sex. They really just doing it for the intimacy, because we crave a man's touch, but it's not giving us as much pleasure as it's giving them, right? So they get this ultimate pleasure just from getting in there. And with us, it takes more time for us to get there. So it's like, it's a gift. We are a gift. And I believe a man is a gift too, but we are a gift that should be cherished. So you should not be sticking your peen in anything that you don't care about. And like I said, if you do, in my opinion, that means you don't care about yourself.
I'm going to go ahead and get on to some of these comments. Let's see. Classic said, Society didn't create this scenario. Women did. Women fought for the right to be a 304 in public without shame. Here are the results. Men simply adjusted. Don't put this on men, ma'am. Miles said, if you find a dude who will pay for sex, more power. Uncle Plug said, how does coochie outvalue dangling? TF. Uncle Plug said, what manual you reading, shouty? Classic said, men told the 304s this information trigger, and y'all still said, no, we want liberation. With that same liberation, y'all may access the coochie as cheap as height and decent cologne. Did you want to respond back to
that? Yeah, I want to respond to that and a few other questions. I think he was saying why what was the other question? Can you go back a few comments?
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one? It was one I really wanted to respond to. I think he was asking me.
Oh, do you honestly believe that it's not a fair exchange? I think we went over that one.
No, it was the one after that.
This one, society didn't create this scenario. Women did. Women fought.
Yes, this one.
Okay.
No, women did not create that. That's a lie, because men want sex more than anything. Men have been asking for sex and rap music. Y'all don't understand that men want sex like it's water. Y'all teach y'all children, maybe not all of y'all, but some of y'all teach y'all men that they need to go out here and have as much sex as they can and find women that they don't like to practice on. And this is the culture. This is the culture that y'all created because y'all want nothing but sex. Y'all want to get away with having as much sex as possible. This is why y'all say that, oh, everybody's sharing men. This is why y'all say y'all could hit any woman y'all want. This is why y'all give each other half fives for getting more women and getting more women and having more sex is a badge of honor that y'all cannot even deny. And if you smash 20 girls in a week, you know, you would be the most popular guy in your guy circle because, oh, look at you. Like, what type of culture is that? Y'all created this because y'all wanted sex. So women who followed y'all into, okay, y'all want sex, we're going to give you what you want. What are you talking about? Women did not create promiscuities for them. It was men who led us here because y'all are the leaders of society. Y'all led us to hypersexualization. More women used to be more chaste and try to, you know, not be out here and try to stay virgins to the marriage. Like that was almost the whole culture, what, like 50, 60, maybe 100 years ago, that most women would be trying to save themselves to marriage and all of that. And what did the men do? They disrespected that. They went out here. They were cheating on they faithful wives. You know what I'm saying? They was doing everything under the sun and not caring about that chasteness because that deep down they still wanted to do whatever they wanted with their dick and control women and what they did with their vaginas. Like, no, you got to be loyal to me. You can't be out here, but because I'm a man and I got a dick, I could go smash whoever I want to, and you should be cool with it because I got a dick. Like that's y'all culture. That's what y'all put on women. Women didn't create that. Are you serious?
But a woman should choose whether or not she's being a 304.
But so women are prone because we love men. We're going to follow what men want. So if men are saying they want to have a lot of sex, and I'm just a woman out here just trying to get anything I can and get a man, and he's saying he wants sex, I'm gonna give that to him. Just naturally, because y'all want it. If the men were really serious about finding women who were chaste and wanting purity, then they would tell women, no, I don't want to have sex right now. I want you to keep yourself because that's a respected woman. That's what I want. So no, we're not going to have. a woman can't, typically a woman's not going to be able to force a man to have sex, right? Typically, you're not going to pull it out or put a gun to your head and make you have sex with a. That's not going to happen. That didn't happen. The women followed the men's lead in this, even in hypersexualization. The men created this culture, wasn't the women.
But as a woman, though, I still have a choice. I still have a choice to keep.
You still have a choice. But I'm just saying the men let us hear it, so we chose to follow the men into hypersexualization.
I have to disagree on that.
I think in a majority level they did.
I understand where you're coming from, but I gotta disagree on that. Classic said men told the 304s this information trigger, and y'all still said no, we want liberation. With that same liberation, y'all may access the coochie as cheap as height and decent cologne. So he's saying that as long as he's got decent height and he smells good and look good, and he's gonna get some coochie regardless. Uncle Plug said, I'm a good man. I deserve everything. The world, baby. Uncle Plug said, a good woman ain't single and a good man ain't available. That's what it is.
Cat.
Why you say cat?
Because I disagree with that statement.
A good woman ain't single and a good
There's
man.
so many good women out here that are single, and there's so many good men out here who are available. That's cap. That's BS. That's just more of this. I think it's more manipulation to meet a single woman and be like, oh, because you're single, you must not be worth marriage, so you might as well just give up the pussy. That's where I feel like that manipulation comes from. Honestly.
He said, only way to know the box is trash is to have some. Classic said, I don't smash 304s. There are some women who aren't 304s and have trash box. Uncle Plus.
Not true.
What you mean, Trigger? I agree at Classic. Fair exchange.
I don't believe there is trash box. What's trash box? Tell me how trash pussy feel. Because y'all cat. I think all pussy feel good. You can't no man tell if a woman is loose for real. They could think they can imagine it, but you really can't tell. I'm sorry, you cannot tell.
So you think all of it feels the same to men?
Yeah, pretty much. I think women are different. Their bodies are different. So it might feel a little different, but I'll call cap on any man who have unless the woman is like unclean, right? If she's unclean and it smells bad, okay, you call it trash because she's not taking care of herself, she's not doing hygiene. Okay, that's trash box. But if she did everything she was supposed to do and take care of it, and it's what's bad coochie? I want to know if it without talking about smell. You gotta tell me what bad coochie is. I don't think it is this. I think it's cat.
Classic said that women are completely responsible for the devaluing of coochie in the market. That's a fact. Miles said, I've gotten a late night call many times. Should I be charging? Uncle Plus said, according to Trigger at Miles, yes, you should.
Nah, it don't go that way.
Classic said, when
you the leader.
When men had to take you out, hold your door, and tell you, I love you, we did all that. When the requirement became little to nothing, we adjusted. So, Classy, it's our fault that the requirements changed?
Well, no, because when you did do all those things, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, when you did do all those things, pull the door out and stuff, you was just putting on a face to get the pussy. And you would still go behind that girl back and have sex with another girl. So it's not like it did anything or it meant anything. Women having less requirements did not create this. It was y'all.
He said, Classic said, no trigger. Women took their own peas off of the platform.
To appease the men who were begging, itching, and foaming at the mouth for it, and because we are people pleasers naturally, some of us just fall into it without thinking. Honestly,
he said it should be valued by the owner, its owner first.
yeah, well, I hate that mentality of, if somebody else doesn't value it, why should you? That's a horrible mentality to have. It's like, oh, well, everybody else is treating this person like crap, so why can't I treat them like crap too? That's a horrible mentality. To me, I feel like that's akin to like a white supremacist mentality. You feel me? Like, everybody was degrading the Africans, so hey, let's use them for slavery because everybody else is degrading them. So that's how men treat women today. Like, oh, if everybody else is using her, I get to use her too. That's very predatory in my opinion. That's a horrible mentality to have.
Classic said, you have been wrong, Trigger. You have been wrong about 88% of what you said.
I disagree, but you are entitled to your opinion.
Miles said, unfortunately, you placed all your value in your vajayjay. Classic said, this is getting worse and worse. Women giving away all this free coochie and not even orgasm. He said, it sounds worse and worse the more you go.
But it's true because we are naturally pleasers. We are naturally doing everything we can to appease you. So you say you like sex and you want it. I'm gonna get it. If I really just want you, I'm gonna give that to you because I'm gonna try to be like, well, I'm gonna give you everything you need. So even on the first night, I'm gonna give that to you, thinking that I'm going to show you how amazing I am. All the while, I'm giving you sex on the first night, and you thinking I'm trash because I didn't wait a few more nights, or because I let you smash out taking me on a date. Now you think I'm trash, and I'm actually doing this because I think I can show you how amazing I am, and I want to, help your life and make it better. It's just our natural inclination to serve y'all, to be, for y'all, and y'all have trampled on that because of your whatever importance that you feel you are, that you get to choose what women are and what women's value are and what William's value is. Your self-importance has trashed that. So now women who are just trying to give you what you want, you devalue. It's not cool. It's not nice.
Classic said, she's glitching because I'm 100% correct. You haven't spent 2 seconds as a man. You know nothing about what we want. Ask us, don't tell us.
I know everything about what y'all want. Everything.
Substantiate your claim with results in society.
But because we're natural pleasers and that's all we want to do is please y'all, that's why I'm willing to go the lengths we are, even though we might not be getting the maximum pleasure out of it. We're not getting it even half the pleasure that men get. My husband told me was so funny. I was like, oh, you let me in on a good secret about men. Like, so I don't know if this was too graphic. We were having the sex and we were done, and because he finished, right, and he just wanted to stay, and I'm just like, can you just get out now? He was telling me it feels so good just being in there. So sex is that good to y'all that just being in there is like maximum pleasure? That wasn't happening for me. So I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
So you jealous?
I'm jealous of the pleasure y'all get from sex. That's how bad y'all want it, because it feel that good to y'all. Then I get why y'all have dumb over here and acting this crazy over it. It's crazy.
We a little bit behind on the comments, so y'all. I'm gonna run through them and then we're gonna move on. You're describing a teenage boy. He said, grown men don't behave like that. Trigger, you are wrong. Wives have never been majority faithful. Look up paternity process trigger. You are beyond wrong. Women think men who want to hold off on sex are either gay or small penis. Classy said cap. Classy said you didn't get experience hitting poom poom, so you will never know. Haha. I think that's what he was saying when he was answering you back when what does trash box feel like. Trigger saying I don't know when you don't know is perfectly fine. Trigger is just talking to us to be talking. Classic said black folks being enslaved was our fault, just like a woman being a whole 304 is her fault. Please don't tell us. Please stop. Miles said TMI. Oh, Uncle Plus said he is a wonderful man making his woman feel like that. Your husband is a winner. So y'all, we are going to move on to this next topic. And it hits home because, of course, we have talked about this before on other panels. Let's talk about submission. You know, so because submission is misunderstood. It's not weakness. It's not silence. And it's definitely not about obedience without thought. I think it's a choice made by a woman who knows her power. You can't submit if you never learned how to lead yourself. You know, real submission comes from confidence, not insecurity. It does not mean losing your voice. You know, a submissive woman should still have boundaries and standards and discernment. You know, she doesn't need to be dominated to be heard, or she doesn't need to dominate to be heard. And I feel as though, and the men are going to come at me with this, and because they always do, I think submission should be earned. So, with safety and consistency and emotional maturity, that invites the softness, that invites the submissiveness, you know. So, I think submission could also be reciprocal. So, I found a video, and we're going to go back to tonight's conversation, of course. Let's see, where is it at? Here we go. And it's the stage. And we're going to play it.
Why is it that most men want immediate submission, day one, no compromise, no willing to earn? It's just that or nothing?
Where do men live at? Have you met them?
Go ahead.
Because that's controlling men. Like, and okay, so controlling men are men whose worth is attached to a woman's compliance. That's that type of man that you're talking about. I'm gonna switch this around real quick for a second, okay? Because when you are dating someone, you have to be real attentive to what they are doing. It starts in conversation before they even ask you to be submissive. That's the reason why you can't give your time, your energy, and invest your emotions that deep into somebody so soon. You need to see how they are around people. How are they in restaurants when they take you out on a date? How are they socially? How are they with their family? So you can see if they have controlling tactics that they use. So you don't have to get to this type of conversation. Now, since we are at this type of conversation, don't worry about why do these men do that. Worry about walking away from those type of men. Because if a man is asking or requiring you to be submissive without even showing that he submits to something higher than himself, without even showing that he has submissive leadership to begin with, without even understanding what leadership looks like, because a man who is a true leader will never have to ask a woman to submit. She will naturally know how to submit to that man because he has proven himself through noble characteristics that he is a leader. He does that the way he stewards your emotions, the way he invests into you, the way he nurtures you, the way he enhances your life. You will see that in servant leadership. So if you get to that conversation, say, thank you, baby, for the dinner. I hope the best for you in your life. I'm going to go ahead and journey somewhere else where God wants me to be because it's not with you. Amen.
Amen.
Clap it up, clap it up. Thank you for your question.
Woman.
So, question is, I wanted your opinion on this. Do you think submission should be earned, or do you think a woman should come in submitting fully in the beginning?
I think that submission is innate, even in what a lot of these men who are talking about submission, a woman they will label too masculine, even that woman. I think with the right man, submission is innate. I mean, it's not something we can choose, it just happens. And I agree 100% with what the lady said in this video, is that a real man who exudes real leadership would never have to ask for it. It would just happen. And so what you do is you provide a environment where the woman feels fully protected, fully taken care of, and she knows that you have her best interest at heart. And when you do that, she's going to immediately fall in line with your lead, and you won't have to ask for it. It's just going to happen. And what happens is you have to know your strength. You have to, in true good leadership, is submission. A leader has to submit, because if he has to listen to who he is following, so that they know that he listens to them, so that they'll be willing to follow him. And so I always say the perfect leader model is Christ, right? A servant leader. And what Christ is God, right? That's what I believe as a Christian. And what did he do? He washed his disciples' feet, right? He submitted to his disciples, so they fully understood that he knew exactly what was best for them, and was taking care of them. And they did anything but run up after him to do everything he said, because he's God. He's their leader, right? That's how any leader, the best leaders at companies, are the ones that take care of the people who follow them, that listen to the people that follow them. When they listen to the people that follow them, when they get them dinners and take care of them and make sure they're paid well, do you know that those people who are following them are going to go above and beyond, because they know the person that is their leader is doing everything they can to take care of them? So they're going to want to serve their leader more, give beyond themselves, because their leader is taking care of them so well. That is what the man is supposed to provide for his person, for his woman that he's looking for submission from. If he provides this environment where she is fully taken care of and she feels treated like a queen, she feels like she is fully in the right hands, she's going to go above and beyond to serve you. You won't have to ask for it. You won't have to beg for it. You won't have to talk about it, because you need to be actively listening to her needs, and then meet those needs, so she knows that you're going to meet those needs. And then guess what? She's going to go above and beyond to see what you need, and go above and beyond to do what you need, and fall in line with your leadership. And you have to be willing to listen and act on it. If she has a better idea than you, that's okay. What it is this mindset of control from these men who are like talking about nobody submits anymore and women are submissive. They are obsessed with control. There is humility in leadership. You have to be humble to be a leader. You have to know when the person that you're leading is better than you at certain something, and then take their lead on certain things, but you have the final say. But you give them that to be like, oh, well, you're good with finances, so I'm gonna let you make this decision. And then when it goes well, you celebrate that, like, I'm so glad I let you make this decision. You're obviously the better one with money. Let's run with that. You know, it's all about situational things and what's best in every situation. But all that takes is communication and hearing and fully valuing that person and serving that person as the leader, because then that person is going to do everything above and beyond to follow your lead. So I don't think it has to do with anything except the man doing what he needs to do, and then a woman will follow suit. But if you don't know what you want and you looking for a housemaid and you just mad because your dinner wasn't ready, but you haven't done anything to create the environment to make her feel fully heard and supported and loved, then yeah, it's going to be a fight because she's going to be like, well, yeah, you was gone at work all day and you provided the house, but you're not even hearing me, but you still want the dinner every night. Like it has to be a give and take. It has to be reciprocal. It has to be, like I said, a give and take. You can't just want a slave or a maid and expect her to do all these things just because you're providing and going to work. It's more than that. It's more than just going to work and providing. It's the whole atmosphere that you create in your house. So
there's going to be another video after this one that rose into an independent woman rolling in trying to, I'm not gonna say trying, rolling into being submissive in another relationship. So we'll get to that in just a minute. Miles said, how about them Cowboys? Uncle Plug said, forget them Cowboys. And of course they call kitty litter. Classic said, oh my God, kitty litter again. Jesus Christ, man. Kitty. Miles said, Lord have mercy. Uncle Plug said, good people makes for good partners in relationships. Classic said, anytime a woman says real man, everybody run. Classic said, Jesus was a virgin. I'm not listening to a man who ain't never enjoyed a woman's warmth. Too close to following a gay man. Miles said, as long as he's paying. Classic said, what is your job? I keep hearing about what a woman should receive. What is your duty, ma'am? Miles said, full-time receiver. Classic said, you are describing a daughter and liability, not a wife. Did you want to respond to that or no?
Yeah, what the respond? You're describing a daughter. I don't believe so. I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is triggering, but all I'm saying is I said what I said. Okay. I said what I said. And you said, what is my job? My job, I'm telling you, when you provide that environment, because that's going to be something that's almost immediate. I'm going to be doing everything in my power to please you. I'm going to be finding out things that you don't even know you like yet and giving you things that you like, because I listen. I listen too. I'm going to need you to show me that you can listen to me. I listen too. I'm going to show you what you like. I'm going to give it to you better. I'm going to find out what you like. I'm going to find what I used to say before I got married, right? Because I was saving myself for marriage. And I was like, oh, well, sex probably is going to be bad and all this other stuff. I was like, if you get me in a room with somebody who their number one goal is my pleasure, my number one goal is going to be their pleasure. And I'm going to achieve that because I'm an achiever. I don't need practice on that. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't. And we had an amazing time. You know, I'm the one who was suffering a little bit in the beginning because of her stuff. But I'm saying, like, all that's needed is somebody who wants your number one pleasure, but you have to give that reciprocation. If you want her number one, if your number one goal is her pleasure, I promise you, she's going to try to one-up you and achieving your pleasure. But too many times men are too concerned about their pleasure only. Their number one goal is not the woman's pleasure. If your number one goal was the woman's pleasure, then you would do your research on how to make a woman orgasm when you find out that most women can't orgasm from penetration. You would look up the diagrams of the vagina and know the spot you need to hit so that you can get her. You would look that up if her pleasure was your number one goal. If you went that extra mile to do that, you don't understand the level of what that woman would do to please you. You're not worried about her pleasure. You're worried about your own. And that's the biggest problem.
Uncle Plus said full-time receiver is crazy. Classic says she's glitching again. Uncle Plug was laughing. Hey, Jen, welcome in. Jen said, April, what is your position on this in depth? Why do you not submit until a man earns it? What are the things that would be red flags for no submission? Here we go. I have been independent, head of my household for years. I have done everything on my own. I have led. I have not been led. I have not been led in any relationship that I have been in. Maybe my picker is off on choosing a leader. I have led in multiple positions where I worked in a leadership position. So myself internally, I'm a leader. So to relinquish my leadership, it's going to take somebody who can show me that they can lead, because I'm so set firm in my leadership, unfortunately, because of circumstances, because of the life, the cards that were dealt to me. I'm playing my hand as a leader, and I don't want to be in this position. I do want someone who is a protector and a provider and not necessarily just provision financially, no, over top of everything, emotionally, spiritually, all of that, and leading the house. I desire that. But with that being said, I think it's going to take somebody who is strong in their leadership, who knows and who has been in a position of being a leader for a while, in order for me to submit fully, a full submission. And when I do come into a relationship, I'm not gonna be, no, I'm not gonna do that. I want to follow. I desire to follow. I desire to be led. And I do want that protection and provision from a man in my household, in the household. I desire that and I want that. But until I feel safe and secure enough to relinquish that leadership position that I'm in now, I don't know what those red flags would be for no submission. I'm not coming in full-fledged. No, you're not getting submission from me. I'm not going to submit to you at all. I'm not coming in with that. Of course not. I desire to be a soft, submissive wife, a soft, submissive partner for somebody. Well, the other person, So the desire is there. It's just the fact that I'm set in this position that I've been in for years. It's going to take time. It's going to take vulnerability, understanding, all of that in order to let someone come in and lead me. But that's what I desire. I desire leadership. I desire provision. I desire protection, all of that. So yeah, I hope I answered your question, Jen. If you got any follow-up questions, let me know. I'm wide open to talk about it. Sco said 333. Welcome in, Sco. We're glad you can make it. Miles said, great to hear, Rain. So far, most of what I'm hearing is get what you can. Get what you can. I just feel like, honestly, if the man comes in leading, when that man comes to me, and if he's leading, if I feel secure in his leadership, the submission is going to come automatically. If the man is leading correctly. So, and this is a perfect segue to this last video that I have. And we can just stay on it for a few minutes and we'll go ahead, because we've been on here for an hour and 15 minutes going on. So we'll play this one video, and this might answer some of Jen's questions too. So let me play this last video, and then we can get on up out of here. Let's see. Here we go. Let me add it to the stage. And we're going to play it.
Men don't pay bills like granddad. Traditional women existed because traditional men Men want traditional women, but forget that traditional men paid all the bills, fixed things around the house, and never asked, what do you bring to the table? Y'all men be so quick to call a woman masculine or too independent, but don't want to help her in the areas she's been forced to survive in. You can't expect her to be soft and feminine when she's out here doing everything on her own. So stop saying women don't cook like grandma, because most of y'all men don't pay bills like granddad. Traditional women existed because traditional men led, provided, and protected without question. A woman is only soft when she feels safe. She rests in her femininity when she has a man who steps up, takes responsibility, and makes her feel secure. So if you want a traditional woman, be the man she could depend on, not another weight she has to carry. Men.
So he said that so eloquently. That's basically what I was saying. When a man comes, I'm not going to say if, when a man comes in and he's leading with the leadership, leading with the provision, leading with the protection, that's where you're earning my submission. You're bringing that in, So as long as you're bringing that in and projecting your provision, your leadership, and being that good leader or being a leader, I will follow. I will submit. I'm not holding my submission hostage. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to submit to him because he hadn't showed me nothing at all. It's there. I just have to feel that safety net to where I don't have to question. I have to be confident in your leadership, and I don't have to question your leadership. So that's where most of my earning submission comes from. So, Trigger, you got any views on that part? Oh, is she frozen? Oh, she left me. I think she froze, y'all. Miles said, men are more at Trigger, men are more than their wallets and the D. Maybe you just haven't found a real one yet. You right about that. Y'all are more than your wallets and your y'all really are. Let me see if Trigger gonna come back. All right, y'all. So I'm going to close out the show. I appreciate everybody who came in, who left comments, who joined in on our conversation. Uncle Plug, Miles, Big Skull came in here. Classic, Souls of Thought was in here. And Jen, she stopped by for a few minutes, and I really appreciate that. Jen said, "Thank you for explaining your position." Absolutely, Jen. I appreciate you coming in and hanging out with me for a few minutes. And actually, if y'all are interested on the Raw Societies Coalition page, Classic is going in for a men's minute panel tonight, right after, actually in about 15 minutes, he should be going on live. So go over to the Raw Society Coalition page. He's going to be live probably with some of the men of the Raw Society Coalition, Souls, Classic, Uncle Plug TV, the men you've seen that's in our comments. Miles, if you get a chance, go over there and see that. We are the Raw Society Coalition, and I hope everybody who viewed tonight can go over and follow all of that. Oh, Trigger came back. Hey, love, you came back. Did you want to go ahead and say anything about submission before we close out? I started to close out, but you want to go ahead and give your view on submission quickly?
Oh yeah, sorry, my phone died. But yeah. I mean that's kind of what I was saying before. Well, no, I really want to say not specifically what the guy was saying, but he's very right. I think that submission comes when that atmosphere is created, when that atmosphere is created, you're provided for, is definitely gonna produce that woman wanting to submit, right? And we don't have a choice but to want to submit. Like I want to submit too, and that's what I was gonna say is like my husband definitely created that environment for me. It was so beautiful how he just took care of everything. I felt the most protected I ever had. I felt literally like he was treating me like royalty. And so I would do anything for this man. Anything. I go above and beyond. I submit to him. He is my king. And that's what women want. And see, this whole thing of equal exchange and all of this, it devalues that. It devalues the part of the man. It lowers it so he doesn't have to do this and this and this. But he wants to have an equal exchange, but he still wants her to submit. He wants her to submit to her immediately, but it's just equal exchange. So I don't owe you any care. I don't owe you any concern. I just want that P, but you also owe me submission. That's what you're asking me for. You're asking me to submit to you in every way, cater to you, but you don't have to put any care into me because we're just doing an equal exchange of body fluids.
I think equal exchange, but when it comes to submission, then in a relationship, that's different. You know, if y'all have a mutual agreement on intimacy and it's just an equal exchange, then
but it's not like they're asking from submission from immediately. Like, should you come in submissively?
I think
while y'all are just doing the smash.
No, I don't think that's part of what the video was talking about as far as coming in immediately with submission. I think that's what meant for intentional dating and looking for a wife, not just equal intimacy exchange. So,
okay. Well, yeah.
So I did start to close out the show. I did go through and Sko said yes, you should. So do you believe it should be an equal exchange or submission should be in when you're just equally exchanging intimacy? And that's it. It's just intimacy.
I'm telling you,
he might be behind. So.
That's the audacity that I'm being addressing in my book. Is that y'all just want us to be on the same level, but you expect a different level out of us, even though you just getting vagina. You know what I'm saying?
He has to verbally ask, then she's not the one. Miles, would you agree that he wouldn't be the one for her either if she didn't submit without being asked? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and close out the show. Like I said,
I just want to also say that I really appreciate your opinion on all these things too.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss April, I thank you for having me on. But yeah, I want to hear your opinion more. I'm sorry I talked too much. But I want us to have like an equal exchange of like talking about these issues. I really value your opinion, even if we don't agree all the time. That's totally fine. We need to hear everybody's perspective on everything, and I'm just so honored that you have me on the show. But I don't want to overtalk you or anything like that. I really enjoy your perspective as well. So I just
yes, ma'am. I enjoy listening to you as well. It gives us two different perspectives, and that's a good thing. It's not an echo chamber. You know? Yeah. So, like I said, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you for your time. And the Raw Society Coalition is about to go live in just a few minutes here. They're having a Men's Minute panel. If you want to catch it, it's on our Raw Society channel. It's going to be with the Classic Codes, who you saw in the comments. Souls of Thought. I think Uncle Plug is getting on there, and maybe even the Teds Down. I'm not totally for certain, but they are running on time. They should be running in just a few minutes. I'm going to pull up this, our little, there we go. Let's see. Let me put us like this right here. So I am the Raw Society Coalition's First Lady, and that consists of the Classic Codes, Souls of Thought, Uncle Plug TV, myself, Conversations with Soft Rain, and the Teds Down. If y'all have not done so already, please especially go follow us and go subscribe to the Raw Society Coalition. We're trying to get our subscribers up. Go subscribe to all of our channels. Follow us on all of social media, be it Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X, all of that. Follow us there. That's where you'll get the latest information when we're putting out new content, when we're going live and whatnot. You can get all of us on any of our social medias. And we also have a great event coming up in Darien, Illinois. I'm going to play our promo for that, and then we're going to be out. And like Ms. Strick, I thank you again. Maybe we can get together next Thursday for sure and bring us some more topics and whatnot, so we can talk about those. So I'm going to play our promo. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets too. In the description of this video is our website for the merch that we have. And on February 13th, 2026, at 7 p.m. in Darien, Illinois, at the Q Bar, we are going to be live in person. And we're going to be talking about some great relationship advice, any and everything in between, love, relationships, friendships, all that. We'll talk about that live and in person. And we're going to have a performance by B Class, who is the Classic Codes. And we're just going to have a good time. And we want everybody to come out. There's a limited number of tickets, a limited number of seats. Make sure you go get those tickets now. They're on sale. We extended our sale. And I'm going to play this promo, and then we're going to be out. Like I said, thank you all, everybody, for coming and putting in on their...
They don't like it when you got that glow. And one thing they hate worse than you having that glow is when you know you got that glow. They don't like that. They don't like that at all. So give them a reason to keep hating on us. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, or farming home up in rank. Step in the room, they paid away. I get treated like a milli tank. Southpaw like I'm really tank. I do things that they really can't. Envious, cause they really ain't. I'ma win any type of way. That's a parlay you could take to the bank. That's a parlay you could take to the bank. Know some people I love, put some smut on my name. I'ma still love them the same. I'ma love them from
Queens, don't forget to like, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, and share this with someone who needs it. And remember, her voice, her truth, her throne.